Hello, everyone. My name is Hazel. We all know fashion is bad for the environment. We could make it better, but how could we do that with potatoes? So we could replace 70% of the world's natural demand for natural textile fibers with potatoes. But I think that'd be a bit of a waste. You could eat those, you could drink those. So what we do instead is we collect the stems that grow above the potato and then extract natural fibers from that. We are Fibe, and we started this project as there's huge demand for natural fibers and for sustainable textile fibers. But we believe, there's huge demand for sustainable fibers, with 90% of brands committing and pledging to use fully sustainable materials by 2030. Yet there's yet to be a fiber that is truly sustainable, scalable, and affordable in the market. We believe that our material can actually reach these goals. In terms of sustainability, we use no additional land. In addition to that, on top of that, you already used for potato cultivation. We use 99.7% less water and produce 82% less carbon emissions than a cotton equivalent. In terms of scale, I've already hinted at this, 150 megatons of this material are getting wasted each year. That's about the weight of 23 London buses every minute. Imagine that at your local bus stop. And yeah, if we were to valorize everything, we would be able to replace 70% of the world's demand for natural fibers. And finally, by focusing on making a fiber that is physically and chemically similar to cotton, we can actually utilize the existing highly optimized fashion supply chain in order to create something that's genuinely affordable. Because of these impressive metrics, fashion brands, investors, and the actual government got really interested in what we do. With that, we managed to raise almost £1 million in non-dilutive funding through grants such as the Greenhouse Project. And thanks to the Greenhouse Project, we managed to close our first round of this investment of over £1 million, with our lead investor being Tinshed Ventures, the investment arm of Patagonia. And that's not all. We were busy back at the lab creating this. The first yarn made out of potato harvest waste. With this, we have validated that our fibers can survive the harshest step of the manufacturing process. And with these two massive milestones behind us, we're looking to scale up. We're currently operating at lab scale. This took months. We're looking to scale up to a pilot production facility, and we aim to commercialize our fibers by 2026. In order to achieve that, we're looking for technical advisors in the bioprocessing and engineering sector to take us from conical flasks all the way up to reaction vessels, and we're also looking to build a board to long-term steer the company. Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
Thank you very much indeed. Right, again, scan the code on the screen above us for those questions. And to kick us off, Hazel, we have one about what the fibre feels like. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so come to me and you can have a touch. Physically, it's very similar to cotton. At the beginning of the process, fiber experts called it grass. Most recently, someone out the blue said it feels like cashmere. So yeah, we are expecting to be on par with cotton in terms of kind of feel and finish.
Okay. A question from the audience asks about how much raw material is needed to make one T-shirt, for example.
Yeah, so in terms of mass of potato stems, I can't give you exact kilograms, but 1 acre of potatoes would give you the same amount of fiber as 1 acre of cotton.
Okay. Who are your target clients? Luxury brands or more affordable brands for all of us to wear here, asks one audience member.
So our very long-term plan is to replace cotton. We wish for everyone to be wearing our material at all times because it's so sustainable. Obviously, we can't do that now because we haven't reached that scale yet. So we're looking at performance brands that have the capital and the the interest to actually take these sort of fibers into the market first, and then we ideally would trickle down as the price goes down of our fiber.
Okay. How easy is it to dye or achieve similar colours to existing materials used at scale?
We haven't completed any dyeing experiments yet, but on all the fiber level testing we've done, it looks exactly like cotton, even under an SCM microscope. And we believe that it should be able to work with existing dyes, but we haven't looked into that, mostly because we're focusing on sustainable dyes, because if we were to take our fiber and then use it with unsustainable methods, you've kind of defeated the point. And to do that, we need a bit more time.
Okay. How much funding do you forecast needing to reach commercialisation, asks one audience member, and what timescale do you anticipate hitting commercialisation?
Timescale-wise, we're looking to have a garment out there by 2026. In order to commercialise, I think it's a little too early to say in terms of funding. We're currently looking to build a pilot facility with the round that we've already raised, and thanks to that, we all learn to what machines we do need, what machines we don't need, what we have to develop, what we can buy, and only then I could really answer that question with any degree of confidence. But obviously, we create materials. This is a higher CapEx business, so we don't expect it to be cheap.
Okay. We've had a question about why you're focusing on potato leaf waste particularly, and also whether it works with other leaf waste.
So stem, I lost it. We use stems instead of leaves. And yes, so essentially this is a bast fiber, so is hemp, so is linen, so is linseed, so is tomatoes. Our patent-pending technology can work with any bast fiber in order to extract fibers. We're currently focusing on potato just because of the scale and also the fact that where there are people, there are potatoes. And so it just makes sense to go with this one at the beginning.
Okay. Is it recyclable? Are fibres long enough to allow multiple cycles of manufacturing?
It should be recyclable. In garments, the difference usually occurs later down the stage with dyes and additives. So on the fiber level, it's biodegradable even. And in terms of fiber length, it should be as recyclable as cotton, again, because the length is so similar to cotton.
Brilliant. That brings us to time. Thank you very much indeed. Well done.